Hey, Margie FitzGerald, LCSW, author of The Case of Nightmare in Hostage Hills, which is a practitioner's manual for the accurate assessment and treatment of victims of abusers, batterers, narcissists. And why is this important? I'm going to be doing a longer training after I get through these little short videos, 3 bullet points on the accurate assessment, because there's a holocaust of victims, especially in the child custody family court situation, where there's a lot of misdiagnosis of the victims, the children, the mothers. First of all, you guys, this narcissism is battering, and these guys it's not a mental health issue, it's a criminal issue. So that's even more important why we as therapists, pediatricians, school officials, coaches, family lawyers, all the people that work with children and families must wrap your minds around the symptoms that emerge in the kids. And I have a couple of questions, assessment questions that I'll put out here. The entire spectrum of symptoms and tactics that batterers use are all in the practice manual, The Case of Nightmare in Hostage Hills. There's also the case study, which illuminates even more, because although I didn't write that, I edited it for Christina Mask, and I wrapped all the abuse incidents that were occurring behind closed doors and behind courtroom doors in the abuse research theory and practice. Right? So that's what we have to base our assessments on. So we don't get sued for malpractice. We don't cause more harm to children. So questions to consider for assessment. What is the origin of the symptoms by victims traumatized by abuse? So you have to dig deeper, right? To really find out what's going on. And oftentimes when you talk to these victims, whether it's the mothers or especially the mothers, the children, they've already experienced a lot of misdiagnosis and mislabeling, borderline, PTSD is actually the accurate one, right? But what does that look like? So here's another question to ask for assessment. Have you ever been diagnosed or treated for PTSD as a result of living in the home of a batterer? Have you experienced treatment by mental health professionals who just don't understand? That's why we're doing this. Pay attention, like, subscribe, and share if this may be helpful.